In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 habits that keep you low vibrational. So there are things that can keep us low vibrational that you may not even realize or be aware of. Awareness is always key. That's why I talk about it a lot in my videos, because you can't change things if you're not aware of it. And so we could be having these bad habits and not actually be aware that it's affecting our vibration. But the truth is everything that's going on around us is affecting our vibration. So it can affect our vibration in a good way, in a positive way, where it can uplift us, or it can affect our vibration in a negative way, where it can lower our vibration into lower frequencies. Now, by the laws of the universe, whatever frequency you are tuned into is the reflection you get back. So if you're constantly in low vibrations, you experience a low vibrational reality. So this is why I'm making this video, so you can have the awareness of the sorts of habits that keep you low vibrational. Now, when it comes to breaking bad habits, I have always found the hardest part is starting. Once I was a few days in, it would get easier and easier as time went on. So let's get into the 5 bad habits. The first one is scrolling social media. I've noticed this with myself. It's really easy to get sucked into social media. It's really easy to get sucked in to just continuously scrolling, like mindless scrolling. And staring at your phone for long periods of time and just scrolling like that it's not good for our brains. It overstimulates our nervous system. We get these unnatural dopamine hits. So if you use things like TikTok or YouTube Shorts, because they're short-formed videos, like some of them could be like 15 seconds or some could be a minute. They're short-form videos. So what ends up happening is as you're scrolling through them, you're getting a dopamine hit every time. Dopamine hit, dopamine hit, dopamine hit. But the problem with that is it's unnatural dopamine hits. Like, for example, a better way to get dopamine would be when you complete tasks. Like, that's even like just doing chores around your house and you're completing those tasks, you get a dopamine hit. But that's a more natural way to get a dopamine hit. And so because you're getting all these unnatural dopamine hits, that's what keeps you hooked. It's like an addiction, but you don't actually realize it. So again, it affects your brain, it affects your nervous system, and because you're getting these unnatural dopamine hits, it actually leads to being or feeling unhappy. So I recommend limiting your social media time. And I have to do this for myself because I notice with myself, man, I get sucked in and I'm like, time flies by. And I thought about it, man, TikTok. I was like, why is it called TikTok? And I'll be sucked in for an hour or two and not even realize it. And it's like time's going by. TikTok, TikTok. That's the way I interpret the name for that app anyways. So what I suggest doing is, I had the idea for myself, which is whenever I go onto social media, before I go on social media, I set a timer on my phone. Let's say you set a timer for 10 minutes. So you scroll social media with the timer going. As soon as that 10 minutes is up, oh, that's my time to get off. So sort of limit it by setting timers. And the other thing I'm going to recommend is do not start your day scrolling social media or do it right before going to sleep. The most important part of your day is when you first wake up, the first hour of the day and the last hour of the day. They're the most important parts, and that is where you want to be using that time to get yourself in a positive state. If you wake up and you start your day with social media, you're seeing all this negative news articles and all this fear mongering. I'm always scrolling and seeing like that there's something new to be afraid of, more scary viruses, and then it affects your vibration. So the first part of your day is what sets the tone for the rest of the day. I try to avoid the phone for the first 3 hours. I sort of like to wake up around 6. I do some meditation, some gratitude, get myself into a positive state. I have a workout, I have a shower, I get ready. And then by that time, it's about like 9 a.m. So I haven't been on my phone for that first 3 hours, unless it's YouTube. YouTube I kind of consider a bit different because you can use it for like positive affirmations. But when I'm saying scrolling social media, I'm talking like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, those sorts of apps. And so I don't scroll or check my Facebook for the first 3 hours, and I find that I'm in such a better mood, more positive and more happy. So now the second one is lack of forgiveness. I've had to learn the importance of forgiveness. And then forgiveness is for you, it's not for the other person. We're always going to have people in our life that hurt us, unfortunately. And forgiveness is for you because it sets you free energetically. If someone's done you wrong, they've hurt you, they've lied to you, they've betrayed you, and you're like clinging on to the anger and resentment towards that person, you carry that in your energy field. Your energy field is what's creating your reality. So it's like carrying rubbish around in your energy field when you don't forgive people. And it's been scientifically proven to create disease and illness in the body. So forgiveness is for you so you can energetically free yourself. You let go of the anger and resentment towards other people. It's like cleaning up the rubbish in the energy field so you can keep your energy field clean. And forgiveness is a process as well. It's not always easy. It's not so straightforward and like, I just forgive this person all of a sudden. This is something you've got to work at. And I talk about using the reframe technique where you change the meaning, which helps you to be able to let it go. I've got videos on my channel that go more in depth about that. But forgiveness is really important for us. And it's for you. It's not about the other person. You don't have to tell them that you forgive them. You don't have to have them in your life and be best friends again. It's like, I let go of this anger and resentment. I let go of what you did. I'm okay with it now. It doesn't bother me. But you don't ever have to have anything to do with that person. It sets you free energetically. Now, the third bad habit is eating bad food. It's really easy to get into that habit of eating bad food regularly. I always recommend to treat any bad food, junk food, takeaways, whatever. I always look at it as like treating it like a treat. Maybe one day of the week you have some bad sort of food. I kind of like had that childhood where I'm kind of grateful for this, where that was kind of like how we, like my parents treated it. It was like the bad food were treats. We didn't get fed up on it all the time. We didn't even, like some families would have like one takeaway day a week. We didn't even have that. Like we would still have takeaways, but we didn't do it once a week. It was more rare than that. But I grew up throughout my childhood as having the bad food as treats. So I think that's why as an adult it's really easy for me to have that mindset with it. But I do know it's really easy to also get into the habit of eating bad foods. I got into the habit myself when I had an injury last year and I couldn't get up and cook tea. And I live alone, so I was like, I had no choice. I had to start using Uber Eats. And I was ordering a lot of roasts, so because I still wanted like meat and veggies and stuff. And on Uber Eats, like they don't really have a lot of options when it comes to healthy food. But I did start forming this bad habit of relying on Uber Eats because of the convenience, how easy it was. Like I didn't have to get up and cook. So I've had to learn to break that bad habit myself. And to be honest, I am still working on it because the main thing, it's not so much wanting to eat bad foods. For me, it's more, it's just convenient. It's like I sometimes just don't have the time or energy to cook food because I'm so busy making my YouTube videos. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm like, I know it's a bad habit. And I'm like, right, Laura, you need to stop this. So I delete the app off my phone and I'm getting into the habit of cooking again. And then I'm like, oh, I actually enjoy home-cooked meals. Oh, this is actually really good. So it helps me form the good habit. And I start realizing healthy food's so much better. So then it makes me not even want the bad food. But what you eat and what you're putting in your body affects your vibration. Your gut is known as a second brain. And it's scientifically proven that if you're putting in bad foods, processed food, junk food, sugar, it affects your mood. It lowers your mood. Whereas if you eat healthy, and especially fruits and veggies, fruit and veggies are beautiful plant foods that have been provided by the earth, and just by putting them into your body will raise your vibration. So become very mindful of what you're fueling your body because it does affect how you feel. And again, try and use bad foods more like a treat food here and there, you know, not eating it too often. Now, the fourth bad habit is not enough sleep. Sleep is so important for us. We need it, you know, to rejuvenate, to allow our bodies to get rest. A deep sleep is really good because when you're in a deep sleep, that's where you heal the most. That's where you restore your health. If you're not getting a very good sleep, where it's like a broken sleep, that affects your vibration, it affects your mood, you don't feel good for it, you know, and you also don't want to get too much sleep. Like, there is such a thing as oversleeping. So they recommend about 8 hours a day, or sorry, but about 8 hours a night. So I go for about 8 or 9-ish. And another thing is, I don't agree with waking up to alarm clocks, because the way we sleep, it's like we go through these sleep cycles, right? And I don't know if you'll notice or not, but it's during like the early hours in the morning is when you do the most dreaming, because you're in the light, dreamlike state. Whereas in the beginning of the sleep, you're in more of a deeper restorative sleep. So you don't really dream as much when you first, you know, go to sleep. So you have these different stages of sleeping, and then if you're being woken up to by an alarm, that alarm is just interrupting your sleep cycle. That could be why you, as your alarm's going off, you feel tired still and you're hitting the snooze because you haven't actually completed that sleep cycle. And so for me, it's like I go to bed quite early. I go to bed at like 8 p.m., but I don't go to sleep at 8 p.m. I try to sleep by 9 p.m. and I have an hour where I do a bit of, you know, meditation, visualization, wind down and relax, and then go to sleep by like 9. So that way I can wake up naturally around 6 a.m. in the morning without having to have a broken sleep caused by an alarm. That's just my preference. I don't like having an interrupted sleep by an alarm, but I honestly believe that that's not natural for us, and we need to complete our sleep cycles. Now, the last habit, number 5, is arguing with others. Now, this could be online or in real life. It can be really easy to get sucked into arguments with other people, especially if they're the types of people that are more negative and low vibrational. They may not even have be spiritually awake and aware. And some people just thrive off arguing, and some people thrive off confrontation. And it can be really easy to get pulled into an argument by one of these sorts of people. And again, that affects your vibration. So it's learning to either shut down the argument or just walk away, knowing it's a waste of your time and energy, and it's just going to affect your vibration. It's just not worth it. And it's the same online. There's a lot of insecure people out there that project while hiding behind a screen. So they like to write negative comments, they like to argue. You might be the sort of person that just writes their opinion on some article, and then you've got someone that just wants to argue because they just don't agree with your opinion. That happens to me sometimes, and I'm like, man, it just kind of seems like it's not even worth even sharing your opinion. It just seems like it's easier just to keep it to yourself, because there's always going to be someone that wants to argue with you. So don't get yourself brought into arguments. Don't allow it. Just, if people are trying to argue, just, all right, I don't want to know, I'm walking away. And even if it feels like they may have won the argument because you walked away, you're really the person who won, because you're more aware and wise to know that it's not worth your time and energy anyways. So those are my 5 bad habits to stop, because they will keep you low vibrational. And if you do stop these, you'll notice your vibration will change and will naturally raise. And that is because we are naturally high vibrational beings. When we were born, we came in on the love frequency. Love is your natural state of being. Start operating from love, treating others with love and compassion. Your life will change, because whatever you're putting out is what you get back as well. If you're treating others with love and compassion, you'll get that back in your reality. I hope you like this video, guys. If you got some sort of value out of it, let me know by smashing that like button or write a comment. If you like this sort of content, then subscribe and hit that bell notification. I hope you have an awesome day. Peace.